Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I want to welcome y'all to Balling on Another Level. I am your host, Busybody of Last Laugh. We got a very exciting episode today. Okay, now we did an episode 2 days ago, the night before the actual Colorado game. And we had a lot of expectations, a lot of predictions. I was joined by my two special co-hosts at the time, P Way of The Way of One, as well as TP Way, host of the TP Way, the Giant podcast, covering all Giants content. We was going off. TP Way definitely had a lot of outrageous predictions. Definitely the biggest one was that TCU was gonna wash Colorado. Obviously, that didn't happen. So we're gonna have a lot of things to say today. I'm gonna bring on one of my special hosts, one of them, P Way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
There he
sir.
goes. There he goes.
Sir.
P Way is in the building right
Yes,
now.
sir.
My man P. Talk to me. Talk to me, man. All right, now listen. If
Mm-hmm.
people don't know, let me just tell the people real quick.
Talk
P
to me.
Way, P Way also had a prediction before the game. He said 42-28
That's right.
TCU. He had TCU winning 42-28. Now, P Way, knowing the outcome now, how do you feel? What was you wrong about? What was you right about? Talk to me.
First of all, let me get the headphones on because I
Get
gotta
the
make sure
headphones right.
the people can hear
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Get right, King.
All right. First, I am beyond excited to be here this morning.
Okay.
I am beyond excited to be here this morning. What we saw yesterday, I touched on it in my predictions that
Okay.
we do not know what Colorado will look like.
Yes, you did.
And I was one of the people who underestimated the character of the recruits
Mm,
that he decided to choose to bring on to Colorado.
right.
And the reason why I say that is I believe that they were undersized. I believe that these Power Five schools are going to have bigger players, and it's just going to be too much. In the beginning, I think that, the skilled players are respectable. Of course, you got Travis Hunter, who's elite. I think Shador Sanders was a good, solid quarterback. But what we saw on Saturday completely changed the game.
Right.
It
Right.
changed the game.
It was history. It was history in the making,
It was
literally. School records being broken,
we've
a
never
whole
seen
bunch.
anything like that. I'm thinking a 1-11 team. that that is it is still my mind is trying to catch up to what did I just witness.
Right, right, right.
It was incredible.
So let's go. Let's start from the beginning, right?
Hmm.
First possession for TCU, 3 and out. 3 and out. The defense made a huge stop, which was honestly one of maybe 4, 5 stops that they had the entire game
That's true.
because they still put up 42 points, you
Absolutely.
know. But these were big stops, especially when you stop them and then the next possession you go on and score.
Correct.
All right. What things did you see from the defense that you feel like they can improve on?
I think from the defense, one is their size did play a play. That interior run game for TCU was very effective.
Agreed.
Very
Agreed.
effective. And I thought that TCU should have continued to run the ball inside. And they kind of got away from that.
Right.
And that actually is, I think, the reason why they lost the game. And then also, I did notice Shiloh has to improve on his coverage.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been saying that since
Okay.
Jackson State. I've been
Yeah.
saying that. Uh, he's never been a good zone or man coverage. He's a hard hitter.
He is.
He'll lay them pads, and
A lot of
I
tackles.
yeah, I respect that. He led the team in tackles. He led the team with
Yeah.
9 solo and 1 assisted, so pretty much 10 tackles.
Yeah.
But like you said, definitely coverage. Go ahead though, continue.
So yeah, definitely his coverage skills got to improve. I noticed a lot of the first downs were for Shiloh's fault. I was watching it, very very closely. Um, the corners, I think they kept trying Travis, which I don't get what the quarterback was seeing. I don't
Well,
know what.
let me just rebuttal on that one time.
Hmm.
I think they went after Travis because they knew he was probably gassed from being on
Hmm.
both sides of the ball. You
Hmm.
know, it's, especially when they went deep one time and the man didn't catch it,
Hmm.
but you could tell after Travis ran that full post, covering the wide receiver,
He walked
he's
back.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done.
Right.
So of course it's kind of simple to just go right back after him. But go
Hmm.
ahead though, go ahead.
But yeah, I
Still,
definitely noticed that. But I just feel like after one, two, three, 4 times and an interception, it was like you might want to stay away from 12. I think he's
yeah,
showing that he's a little different.
yeah,
He's a little
a
different.
little,
And
a little.
yeah, yeah, right, right. And I think, Travis is, we'll touch on that. That's a whole subject in its own. So finishing with the defense, I think the corners played a pretty good game. I liked number 43, the safety.
Right, Trevor
Uh,
Woods.
yes, yes, he had a very, very great interception, even though the quarterback didn't see him, but that was huge.
Yeah, I didn't see him neither till he
Right,
caught it.
exactly. I thought it was a touchdown. I thought it was
Right,
was it. And
right.
to that point, he was throwing it to his tight end. They have to get better at defending the tight ends and
Mm,
the swing left, swing right passes out to the running back out the backfield, which
right,
is a
right.
college staple. And I think that's a simple fix, just rotating your linebackers over and understanding what's going on. And but outside of that, the effort is what I am most impressed of.
Mm,
It it makes sense now. It makes complete sense when he talks about bringing these young men in and removing the transfer portal, all the people who left. If you want to be on this team, you got to be fighting.
right.
And that's a team. They were scrappy. They were
Yeah,
scrappy from pregame, from pregame until post conference.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I saw that. I saw the vision. Those guys who really put their bodies on the line and gave it all they got and allowed the game to go how it did.
So I agree with you with a lot of those points.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the interior defense could improve drastically
Mm-hmm.
because even though towards the end of the game, maybe the last few possessions is what actually maybe the last possession is where they started putting some pressure on the quarterback. I could
Mm-hmm.
tell the entire game the quarterback was doing what he wanted.
Chiller.
He was doing what he wanted out there. Yeah, yeah. He had great protection. Nobody was putting any type of pressure on him, or
Mm-hmm.
at least the amount of pressure that they needed to, get him out the pocket, shake things up a little bit. Um, I can't even tell you how many sacks there were. I don't even think there was any
I
sacks.
don't think there was. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get the stats. And I remember hearing the TCU coach during the post game, and he said that they had a couple sacks at the end of the game. But honestly, I didn't see any.
Me neither.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. But definitely that linebackers they did okay.
Mm-hmm.
They stuffed the run a lot. Honestly, they stuffed the run a lot. But then there was a lot of times where they was those holes were looking like Swiss cheese.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, big shout out. You gotta give credit to TCU's linebackers. I
Zero
mean,
sacks.
linemen, 0 sacks.
0 sacks for Colorado.
There we go.
And we'll touch on that next. 4 sacks for TCU.
Oh, right, right. Yeah, we gonna get to the offensive side for
Yeah.
sure. Um, but yeah, so I mean, credit to TCU's linemen. they definitely did their job,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the defensive line has to improve drastically if they want to really make noise in this conference.
Definitely.
Uh the cornerbacks, they played great.
They did.
They played great. All
They
right.
did.
Yeah. When they can't may I want to say the tight end was really the only one that was actually putting in that work.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. The tight end was the X factor for sure.
And that
And
slot, number 7 a couple times was
right,
cooking shallow.
right. We cooking shallow.
Cooking
I
shallow.
was wondering. I gotta go back to the drawing board and see exactly what defense Colorado was playing because I didn't see. I only saw two corners out there. I
Right,
might
which
have, yeah, I might have seen three safeties
mm-hmm.
because they
I think it was
had
a 3-4 because I only seen 3 linemen.
right,
I
right,
think it was a 3-4.
right. It definitely might have been a 3-4
Might
because
have been a 3-4.
I saw three safeties out there between Slusher and Trevor Woods and
Mm-hmm.
Shiloh,
Right.
and all three of them pretty much led the team in tackles.
That's
They,
true. Yeah. I
yeah,
thought one of them played hard, came close to the line of scrimmage,
yeah,
made a 3-4, and I think they left shallow for the most part was in the
right,
backfield. Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And they say you never really want your safety to lead the team
Never.
in tackles. You know
Never. It's not a good sign.
that's not such a good sign. But shout out to Miles Slusher though, because he made the biggest tackle of the game at the end to
He did.
stop them to win the game. Shout out to him. He did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So yeah, but I was saying all that to say I also wanted to see Komani out there. Komani wasn't able to play one snap.
Why you think he wasn't out there?
Well, honestly, I feel like he wasn't ready.
Mm.
I feel like he wasn't ready. I feel like I texted you and TP way before.
Mm-hmm.
Cormani needed some help. He needed to improve a lot before
Mm-hmm.
he could even start seeing the field. And I said this maybe a week or two ago. And obviously the coaches felt the same way.
Right.
Obviously. The kid on the other end, was it
Uh, uh,
Robinson?
Cooper.
Cooper. He did his thing.
He did.
He did his job.
Mm-hmm.
So uh I also feel like they can improve on their tackling.
Definitely.
We miss a lot of open tackles. Shiloh, he's a great tackler. He missed the tackle for them to
He did.
score.
that,
For
that
for them to,
was yeah, it was one of those tackles where it was just you and him,
it's just you and him.
and then the end zone behind
Exactly,
you. And
exactly.
it got pretty bad.
But other than that, like you said, they are dogs. It's hard for a team to keep fighting after getting 42 points scored on them.
Come on.
Usually that takes everything out of them. The will, their willpower,
Mm-hmm.
their energy.
Mm-hmm.
42 points is like, well, damn, how do we stop them?
Right.
Yeah, but them dogs, Trevor Woods, that interception, Travis Hunter, that
Right.
interception, th-
That interception, man.
those were both
That,
drives. Those are two drives that they were gonna score. They was on the verge of
right,
scoring. Talk about let's talk about Travis a little bit. What you see in Travis, man?
I'm gonna start with the positive. Travis is phenomenal. He's a 5-star, number one in the nation recruit, and to be that and play like that and above, it's crazy.
Right.
We're looking at a guy who's just gifted. I think his IQ is stronger than what people think. Things slow down for him. It seems like while the game
Easily.
is playing at a certain speed, it's
Right.
not playing at the same speed he's in.
Right.
Like you can just tell the way he's moving, maneuvering. He's enjoying himself out there. And what I saw even in that interception, I think he had it covered too. And I think his responsibility was the flats. But I think he
Mm,
made it seem like his responsibility was when that receiver ran the in route. So he
right.
kind
Right.
of took a small step in. The quarterback's like, oh, yeah, flats is open. There you go. And I mean, as soon as his shoulders turned and released, Travis looked like got him.
Right. Right. Well,
Sprinted.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
sprinted, got the interception, and I just thought that was once again showing his incredible IQ.
For real, he actually said in the post press conference that he was supposed to play man. He was
Oh,
supposed to,
okay.
yeah, he was supposed to play
And he
man,
baited off.
but then he baited it off. He shuffled right 2 times and then made a play on the ball. He was looking at the quarterback, saw he was going to
Mm-hmm.
throw it, made a play on the ball.
That's
That
crazy.
that's IQ.
That's IQ. And then I think
That's
he did
IQ
it
that can't be
on
taught.
on a slant. There was a slant. I think around the second. I think it was around the third quarter. It was a slant. Quarterback. He played him outside. As soon as that receiver turned inside, he cut him off.
Oh yeah, where he's supposed to have the pick.
Yeah, have another one.
Yeah, yup.
Once again, it's the IQ, the fundamentals. And it's one thing to say you have the fundamentals. There's another thing to actually be there. That's what
Right,
separates. Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw what happened. Nah, out there.
right,
When that
right.
ball got there, yeah, he almost picked it off.
You can't
So
teach that.
nah. On the defensive side, he has the skills, he has the IQ, he has the reaction time.
Right.
I think he can improve on getting off blocks with the physical receivers and his tackling. I don't think tackling is ever going to be Trevor Hunter's forte.
No, no, no. He definitely still needs to get in the weight room. But before we continue,
Mm-hmm.
we got another special co-host with us,
Oh yeah.
TV Way the Giant.
Uh oh.
He's in the building. All right.
Uh oh.
The biggest troll in the nation is here.
This is what I wanted to
But
see.
but yeah. You should
I
have
don't.
the
I don't know where I missed. First of all, can y'all hear me? Am I
we
well
can hear
heard?
you. We can hear
Because I
you.
want to make sure I'm well heard.
Loud and clear.
Um, I don't know where y'all have begun, but I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. Following this monumental game.
Well, we were discussing Travis Hunter, but we did talk about our reactions to the game. And
We haven't even got to the offense yet. We
yeah.
just started talking about the defense, what we saw in them, what we expected, what we didn't expect, the pros and cons of the defense, and then we got into Travis. So wherever you want to start though, I want to hear your reaction to everything, honestly.
Okay, well, I do want to make sure that I start with the humble and positive side of my reaction to yesterday's game.
Okay.
First, I would like to just say I was wrong. I was completely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There's an asterisk to that, but I'll get on to that later. I feel like they did win a game that was big. Deion Sanders won a game that was big.
Huge.
I do feel like Travis Hunter did show the world and showed signs of him being a special talent. I think Shador is official. He is to put in the category with the best of them. That's where I draw the line. Now here's the other side to this. That TCU team that was on the field, that was not a well-oiled machine, and it wasn't a reflection of last year's team, and it was nothing like how not just myself but the world expected TCU to be. I think TCU's quarterback was, I'm not going to say trash, but he was bad. He wasn't a good quarterback, and he left a lot out there on the. I'm not even going to say a lot. He left plays out there on the field. With that being said, I can only help but to think, what is this Colorado team going to look like when they face a better talent?
Hmm.
Also, I want to give a big shout out to their offensive line. As far in my book, phenomenal job, because I thought that they were going to be the downfall, and they weren't. I feel like they stepped up big time. But with that being said, the D line wasn't impressive. Run defense wasn't impressive. And only time will tell. And I don't want to take too much shine away from their performance. But I feel like if you're being honest, you must ask yourself, what is this team going to look like versus a better talent?
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
and this is the part that I feel like y'all may not like. Even though I don't have a problem with overhyping what's being done, a lot of the stuff that was done yesterday was overrated and overhyped.
Such as
Travis Hunter.
Wow.
over.
Wow.
He's the biggest troll in the nation, Pete.
Yeah. You had
Anyway, he's the biggest troll in the nation.
All right. So before I go, I want to get y'all opinion. What was spectacular about Travis Hunter yesterday?
He had 119 yards receiving and 1 interception on defense base. That's spectacular.
11
No, say it again.
He had 119 yards receiving.
Okay.
And he had 1 interception on defense. That is spectacular.
11 receptions. You want to know you want to know a stat? Only 2 people has ever done that.
Okay. Again, when I say overhyped, that's exactly what I mean. Because at the end of the day, they threw the ball 1,000 times yesterday.
Okay.
You're bound to have 11 receptions throwing the ball 1,000 times.
Let me touch on that. Stop right there. I got the stats right here. So Colorado threw the ball 42 times as well.
42.
God.
Excuse me. TCU threw the ball 42 times as well.
Right.
Yeah.
There's not one receiver who had over 11 receptions.
Talk to him.
Okay, we'll talk yards.
There's not one receiver who had over 69 yards.
Talk to him.
Yeah. And you know what that confirms?
No.
Please, read this.
They was on smash. He gonna try and say
No,
TCU's
they
quarterback.
They weren't on smash. They scored what? 40-some points. They weren't on smash. But you know what that confirms?
Confirms what?
That for one, their quarterback was not good. But even with him not being good, the talent surrounding TCU, their best player was their running back. And their tight end had a phenomenal game.
Great game.
So with that being said, they scored the same amount of points minus what? A touchdown. You take away the fact that the ball was distributed around the whole offense. They had a better run game that was distributed. How many attempts was thrown by TCU's quarterback? You factor in all of those. Honestly, I feel like it was a great performance, but at the end of the day, I feel like it was overhyped. And I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with the overhype. I support the overhypeness.
You're penalizing Colorado's.
Penalizing is not the word. I just said I support it.
You penalize by saying it was overhyped. It's not overhyped. It is what it is. It is.
Travis Hunter.
The quarterback threw 5 less passes than Shedeur and had half his yards. 207.
The quarterback wasn't as good as Shedeur.
No quarterback is. No quarterback.
See, now that's why I draw the line.
No quarterback is.
That's why I draw the line.
Once
Maybe
again,
Caleb Williams. Maybe Caleb Williams.
Okay, yeah, okay. Oh,
I'll give
yeah.
you that. I'll give you that.
Oh.
But your man Drake May, did you see his stats last night?
there you go.
Who did he play? South Carolina. Okay,
That's not
that's
ranked.
a different conversation.
That's
That's
not
not-
ranked.
What are you?
Yeah, but South Carolina's known for their defense.
You
And
say TCU's garbage.
they're not good. They're not good. I want to watch how much I call a team garbage. They're not good, and we've seen that. We all seen that. They're not good.
Yo.
Crazy.
Okay.
I don't think you realize the roster. I don't
He
think
does it.
Who? TCU's roster?
Yes.
What about them? Everybody
Yeah.
from last year left.
Not
What about
everybody.
their roster was spectacular?
Not everybody. Josh Newton.
That's
He's
it.
a first round talent.
And he had a solid game.
He did. He actually did.
You got to realize they got offensive linemen who are 5-star recruits. They have a bunch of 4-stars all throughout the roster. At TCU, they have
their D line, and their offensive line shown that. Their D line didn't do anything. So you're not saying anything that didn't show.
Their D line put up some sacks.
Yeah.
Who, Colorado?
95.
No. TCU.
No, I'm saying you said that TCU's offensive line was full of what? Talent?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I'm saying it showed that because Colorado's D-line was not effective at all.
Right.
Okay.
So
that's fine.
All right. Outside of that, what happened? Well, outside of that, who we have?
Their receivers are good receivers.
All right. No, they weren't.
They're running.
They weren't, and there's better out there.
There's
a lot better out there.
He's taking.
Penalize. Yeah, there is a lot better.
That's,
you know, they're in Colorado.
Yeah,
there's a lot better receivers.
Yeah. Colorado's receivers, it was way better than TCU's. I agree.
You cannot penalize somebody else's greatness.
I'm not penalizing. See, you throwing that word out there. All I'm saying is it was overhyped. His performance was overhyped. Did he have a good game? Yes, he did. But you have to also, when we talk about Travis Hunter, I would text y'all during the game. He has to stop starting off so slow. He done the same thing at Jackson State. He does this where he leaves plays out there on the field. And then later on in the game, he turns up and he makes noise. But if you look at his performance, they threw the ball a lot. Their running game was very mediocre. So he's bound to have 11 receptions at the end of the game.
All of TCU's receivers were recruited way higher than every receiver.
I don't care about I'm not a big fan of recruitment. That doesn't mean anything to me.
It does.
Wow.
You know why?
And that's
you know why? You know why? Because there's a lot of talent out there that is slept on. And if you look at the big wigs that's in the league right now, their recruitment didn't reflect who they are now.
That's all part of recruiting.
It's all part of recruiting.
I'm saying that's why I can't go by that. I go by the eye test, which is the best test to have.
And then that eye test shows that receivers were legit. I like
TCU's receivers.
Yes, I like Dylan Wright, number 16. I thought he was phenomenal.
Can we say this? Can we say this? I know it's early in the season, but can we say that Colorado has top 3 receiving core in the nation?
I like what I saw out of Oregon the other day. Ohio State, they
got Marvin. Yeah, they got the number 1 wide receiver coming in next year too, right, in the nation.
Top 3. I'm definitely going to have to get more comfortable with who they face down the line before I stamp that. One game, man, I don't know if I can really stamp top 3. Are they elite? I'm willing to say that they are elite. I'm willing to say that they are elite.
Super.
And one thing I don't like, and one thing that is really bothering me is I'm horrible with names, so forgive me. But I think his name is Edwards from Colorado.
Dylan Edwards.
He he is underrated, and he's not being talked about enough. He is not being talked about enough. And I feel like it's being overshadowed by the fact that Deion Sanders, the name, is so big that we're not talking about Dylan Edwards. He had the best performance on the team, if you ask me. Maybe Shador. Maybe him and Shador can fight that out. But Dylan Edwards' name is not buzzing how it should be. It's being overshadowed by Travis Hunter, Shador, and Deion.
I disagree.
And
I disagree.
I disagree. All right. He is being talked about. He is being talked about.
He is being talked about. Not enough. Not enough.
Okay. And I'll give you that.
Why are we talking about Travis Hunter more than Edwards right now? I get the fact, and I'm not going to sit here and act like playing both sides is not incredible, because that is
120 snaps.
But I know there's a lot of players who can do that in college football that are just not, because they cannot afford to do so.
You're taking credit away from Travis.
There you go.
It's a fact. It is a fact.
You're taking credit because now you're.
So you think Travis Hunter is the only guy who could do that in the league?
But
in college football?
The fact is he's doing it. So what are we talking about?
All right, so I'm asking you a question. Do you think Travis Hunter is the only one in college football that could play both sides of the ball?
The eye test says that he's the one doing it.
Yeah, all right. We're going to dance around the question, so we'll move on. But at the end of the day, Dylan Edwards deserves more praise, and he deserves to be the topic of discussion.
I agree. Dylan Edwards played a hell of a game, 4 touchdowns.
And you called it. I'm not going to take that away from you. You called it. You called it. He's fast, man.
Yeah.
That dude is fast. And I feel like he also gave the team that momentum and that spark that they needed to get the ball rolling in that game.
Completely.
So, I mean, he deserves the credit. He deserves to be up there in the conversations when they're talking about the Colorado Buffs and their performance, how they beat TCU, which is big. I said it before. If they even became close, I feel like it was going to say a lot. I don't care what TCU looked like. You can't take it away from Colorado. It was a big win.
Huge.
Dylan Edwards was to me one of the biggest reasons for that. And him and Shador can battle, as far as that number one spot.
And not Travis.
Travis was a big part. I'm not saying he wasn't. He put on an incredible showing, but Travis is under them as far as game one is concerned. And I'm only talking about versus TCU. Travis is under them as far as performance is concerned.
I feel like you're looking at it from an offensive perspective or something. Something's missing. I think you're missing it just on the fact of Travis.
Wow. You just want me to be as hyped as everybody else. That's it.
It's not about hypeness or all these little assumptions, these words that you're throwing out. Emotional side of it. No, it's about
giving him his credit. What else you want me? What else you want me to do? I'm giving him his credit.
We need this.
I'm giving the man his credit. I think that what he did was spectacular. And I know for sure there was no point in my lifetime where I could play both sides. No, not both sides of the ball, because I did it in high school, but there's no way that I could play receiver and corner, me personally. So I'm giving him his credit. I think that is phenomenal. Those are both positions that requires some heart and some lungs. So I'm not taking that away from him.
You are.
But I'm talking about performance. Performance.
I'm talking about performance.
What,
bro?
What are we not talking? How are we not talking about performance?
I'm talking about
his performance. His performance doesn't overshadow Dylan Edwards or Shador. I'm not at all.
In a Power 5 collegiate game, the man had 3 pass breakups, an interception, 11 receptions for 119 yards.
They threw the ball from start to finish. Put on Madden right now and pick a receiver.
Oh, no. All right.
I guarantee that's going to happen.
Just brought up Madden.
I know. I'm just saying.
But that's how good he is. That's how good he is. He's video game good. He's video game great. All right. First of all, he would have.
You want to know some stats?
He
You
would
want to
have
know
had
some
2
stats?
touchdowns. Go ahead.
You want to know some stats that I feel like are elite and that shows that you are that guy as a receiver? Roman Wilson, 78 yards, 6 receptions, and 3 touchdowns. Dylan Edwards, 159 total yards, 4 touchdowns. Caleb Williams, which is I'm not comparing him at all to Shador's first sighting, because no matter what, Shador looked absolutely incredible. But 278 yards, 4 TDs his first game. Then his second game, 258 yards and 4 TDs.
Who'd they play the second game?
Yeah.
Nevada.
Okay. Okay.
So
But you're so big on we'll see what they do when they play a team as good as or better than TCU. But now you're bringing up stats where they played against San Jose State and Nevada.
I brought up Caleb Williams because I wanted to show what stats look like when you are not throwing the ball from throwing your way out of a game. When you're not throwing the ball to save your game to win. I want to see what it looked. And I'm not even talking about Shador. I'm talking about the receiver aspect from it. So Shador, I feel like as a quarterback, that's different. I feel like as a quarterback, you throwing your way into the game, the more chances you throw the ball, the more chances you have to mess up. The more chances you have to interfere with your completion ratings, your everything. So your quarterback is different. But playing receiver, the more opportunities you have to shine. Playing receiver, the more they air that thing out. I don't know if y'all play P. You know fantasy football. If college football had a fantasy league, I am going to pick any receiver from Colorado because their defense is trash, and I know that they're going to air that thing out. And I know their receivers are going to get all the targets in the world throughout the game. So what I'm saying is, what are you going? Can I see more with less? From less.
Why?
That's what I want to see. Because you're going to play better teams, and we've seen that the defense wasn't good. So I want to see what you look like when you just can't throw your way out of a situation.
Defense has one of the best linebackers.
That's why I say Travis Hunter starting off slow. It worked out for him so far. But when you play those better teams and they need you from start to finish, what do you look like?
So what happens if TCU goes undefeated from here?
You said what?
If TCU happens to go undefeated from here, or they win their next 5 games, how you gonna feel there?
Then Colorado would have to win their next 5 games. And then we will understand how spectacular both teams are. But it's not going to happen.
I can't go by your predictions. I'm going to just be honest with you. All right.
Understandable.
You're on one.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
But I hate to bust your bubble because I know y'all really hype right now. I understand that. Y'all are really big on what's going on, as y'all should be. And I'm not saying y'all shouldn't. But I really want to hear from y'all after that performance. I mean, how do y'all feel? Because to me, that told me, oh yeah, they're a well offensive oiled machine. They're an offensive power, but their defense scares me. Their defense is something to be worried about. So I want to know how y'all feel going into the next part of the season where the competition is going to test that.
Go ahead, P-Way.
I think there's a couple things how I feel about Colorado. So one, let's start on the offensive side. I feel like the receiver, the skills is there. I feel like they have the skill set in all the skill positions. I like what I've seen out of Dylan Edwards, and then I like what I've seen out of HBCU's transfer Wilkerson. I like the power back in his. I like the balance between them two, and not to see them being effective. Now, Shador, let me touch on that too. Shador is phenomenal. his pocket presence from the waist up. You can tell he's been developed properly. I love what I see out of that. What I see improvements for them is the offensive line and get the run game, kickstarted a little bit. The offensive line can get more push. They're a little bit smaller offensive line, so I think they attack with speed and quick short passes to combat rushing.
Inside they're smaller. The
Right.
guards they're small.
Yeah. So, which I understand that. If they're going to give the slot receivers going to be wide open, let's get a quick hitch, get our 5 to 6 yards on first down, and then we work with everything else from second down over. It's beautiful coaching. It's simple and it's effective, and that's what they did. But they do have to improve the offensive line. On the defensive side, cornerbacks, I like what I saw out the corners. Safety play, I like what I saw out of, I think it's Woods. He said his name was 43.
Trevor Woods.
Trevor Woods. Shiloh got to improve his coverage game. Shiloh has to improve his coverage game. I like what I saw out of the linebackers. I think it was Ham the third or the second. I like what I seen out of him on the inside and interior. The D linemen were feisty. They were fighting, but they were small on the interior. So that
They were fighting. He was getting their ass whooped too, but
yeah. But
Agree.
that's
Agree.
the unmeasurables. I'm looking at how are they responding? How hard are they playing? Colorado's team played hard for 4 quarters. And that's something that you can't measure. You can just see with the eye and see how fast are they running. Are they running after? They were running hard. And that's what allowed them to stay in the game.
Agreed.
And I think with that hard work, you can't teach that. And I think that's what the whole thing is, recruiting the right players. He recruited players who were willing to work hard. They got the message across. They're believing. They're pushing. So we got that side of it. So now they can work on the fundamentals and really the strategies to make sure they can improve on their rush defense and all that.
So I agree with everything that P Way said. I agree with everything that P Way said. Um Honestly, yeah, we went over this earlier, but just to kind of reiterate real fast because I want to move on to predictions for Nebraska real quick. But I do want to say the offense is just as legit as I thought they would be, if not more. If not more. The wide receivers, uh I was calling him Omarion last episode, and that wasn't his name. I forgot my man's name. But number 4, the wide receiver, he transferred from a smaller school, and
Is
he
that
didn't get, huh?
is that Dawson?
Nah. Wide receiver, I forgot his name, but he's
Dawson
the, or what?
or Harrison?
Mm, nah, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta do my research on that. But I will say he's actually their biggest wide receiver physically, their biggest wide receiver, and he didn't get the ball not once. So there's a couple people that I expected to see something from, and maybe just the luck of the draw, or whatever was working, he wasn't getting off of his man, or maybe he was open but somebody else was open and it went to somebody else. I want to see a little more out of him, and I also want to see Komani touch the field. Komani didn't touch the field at all. Me and P Way was trying to see what defense Colorado was playing, whether it was a 3-4, but I saw 3 different safeties out there, and I only saw 2 cornerbacks out there. And I felt like Cormani would be the third, playing the slot, but he didn't touch the field at all. So I did want to see that. But all in all, defense needs improvement. Special teams needs improvement drastically. But the offense is so good that they're gonna always be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, now, real quick, because I know we don't have much time. We don't have much time, but I just want to get it out real quick, and then we'll most likely do another episode before the actual Nebraska game to give our real predictions. But I want to hear from you guys. Judging by this last game, what do you see happening next weekend? Do you feel like Nebraska is another test? Do you feel like they're as good as TCU? Talk
I,
to me.
I don't feel like Nebraska is as good as TCU. I think we're going to learn that in the upcoming weeks on how good TCU really is. I understand their recruiting power, their 5-star power, they're great cornerbacks, they're great linebackers, they're solid receiving core. TCU is way stronger than I think we think. Um, and I think versus Nebraska, that first home game, I honestly last week I predicted what 42-28 for TCU to beat Colorado, and that was because, like I said, I don't know who Colorado is,
Right.
and I did see they're a little bit small, so I thought the run game would be effective, which it was. But now knowing the product, I'm now going to go with. It might get ugly. I'm gonna go with. I'm going with 42-21 Colorado.
Okay. Okay. Why have the tides changed?
42-21.
TP, talk to me.
I personally don't see how you only expect Nebraska to score 21 points on that defense.
That's another good point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do have Colorado winning. It's going to be their first home game, I believe. So they're coming off a momentum shift of their winning their first game. It's going to be their first home game. It's going to be rocking in there. Deion Sanders probably has something up his sleeve to make sure that everybody is well prepared and ready to go. They're nice and fired up. I'm prepared for madness in Boulder. There's been madness in spring games. This is the first home game, and off that alone, I feel like that is going to just put everybody in overdrive. And with the offense that we've seen this first game, it's hard for me to say that they are going to lose. I feel like it's going to be another good game. I feel like Nebraska is going to do better than 21 points, but I got Colorado winning. If we're doing score predictions, let's give them 40, Colorado, 35, Nebraska.
40-35. Okay, okay. I just want to add when we're talking about score predictions that I was close. I was the closest. I said 38-36. The score was actually 38-35 at one point in the game.
Yeah.
All right. And then it ended up being what, 45-42?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So 3 points, 2 points, understood. But anyway, I haven't seen Nebraska. I'm gonna start doing my research and checking out what they have to bring to the table. I'm gonna check out their quarterbacks. I'm gonna check out their offense. Check out their star players. Their impact players. See what they bring. But I do have faith in Colorado. It's funny, Las Vegas before the TCU game had Colorado losing by 10 points. They were 10-point underdogs. And after the game, they were up 3 points. Like
Wow.
they had them winning by 3. Yeah. By the way, a lot of people made a lot of money yesterday. A lot of people made a lot of money. I heard $140 would get you 1,000. Yeah, yeah. So just imagine putting
And,
140.
and you mentioned the fact that you was gonna put a little money on Colorado, but did you actually do it?
No, I didn't.
See,
No,
that
I
showed me
didn't.
all. That showed me all I need to know.
No, I
That told me
didn't.
all I need to know
But
on what he
but
really believed.
but let me be honest with you. Well, no, no. See, betting doesn't mean that you believe or you don't believe. All right, we're not gonna do that. We're not
It's
gonna do
it's
that.
a good measuring stick.
Me telling y'all that I believe and that they gonna win shows me that I believe. You obviously didn't. All right. And you
I
just
did
told
not.
us. If you would have believed, you should have bet. If that's what you're
See, and that's
saying.
another thing I feel like is overhyped too. That whole, do you believe him going to people? Do you believe? Do you believe? Bro, all right.
You
I
don't
can't.
believe. You don't believe.
I don't. Great
Yeah.
game.
It shows. It
Great
shows.
game. But what am I supposed to believe in? I mean, that's what I guess I'm confused in.
In the talent, in the vision of them winning, like for you to say
Well, I
that they
believe in
were
that vision. I believe in that
no,
vision.
you don't, because you said
Yes, I
that they was
do.
gonna get washed yesterday.
No, do I believe that they're going to ultimately become a team that's going to be a winning program? I don't think it's going to come this season. I don't believe that. I didn't believe that they were
There
going
you
to
go.
win yesterday.
There you
I
go.
of course.
There you go.
But as far as the season, no, I'm still not a believer.
Okay. I'm gonna clip that too.
Nebraska played Minnesota last week, and they played both of them. They played both of them. I'll be a believer once I see, once I see how they stack up against
You said it
those teams.
Did they beat Minnesota? They lost, right?
They lost. They lost.
Yeah,
was like,
yeah, they lost.
It's like 10-14, 10-13, or something like that.
and I offensive line, receiver core, it ain't got nothing on Colorado. I watched the game.
All
My
right.
lip- You see,
You also looked at talent on talent.
yeah, they're way worse than
Like,
TCU.
nah, I don't know. I don't know.
Way worse than TCU.
I don't know.
All right. So let me get through my prediction and then we just gonna get to TP Way apologizing one time for the camera. All right, but my prediction is gonna be let's say 35. What'd you say, P Way?
42-21.
21. I'm gonna say 35-21. No 35-28. 35-28. I'll give you that. Now TP Way the Giant, if you would please just look into the camera, get up on the mic, and apologize to Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffalo.
So listen, on my platform, as y'all can see, where I talk New York Giants everything. My podcast is just strictly about New York Giant football, and before every video, I say it's your guy who is never lying, sometimes defiant. Okay, so when I say that sometimes defiant part, a lot of times I have thoughts that go against what the media or what the um, popular or more the crowd is saying. That's where the defiant part comes in. I was defiant in the fact that I believed that Colorado was going to be victorious. I even got carried away and said they were going to get washed. With that being said, I was completely wrong. I am happy that I was wrong. I am happy that you guys uh, showed up and showed out. I am not going to take this time to take away from anything that Colorado has done. But I will say this. The season has officially started now.
I heard everything but an apology, P Way.
The season has officially started, and I want to see from here on out what y'all are truly made of. But I do apologize, man. I was wrong. And Shador also, I'm going to, well, even though I wasn't really too heavy on Shador, I didn't say nothing too crazy. I do want to say that Shador made me a believer. He was making throws that I feel like were uh, NFL talent caliber throws on the money with damn near every pass. I mean, I haven't seen anything like that since Joe Burrow. So unbelievable performance by the Colorado Buffs um, coaching staff and offense. I'm not gonna give it to the defense. They're gonna have to make me a believer. But salute to them gentlemen. I was wrong.
P Way.
Yeah.
Do you accept that apology?
I don't.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I didn't
I,
hear.
I don't I don't either. I don't either. Go ahead.
What did I not say? I'm confused.
I don't think he gets the belief to really believe that they would win, and they did that.
Right.
I
Right.
gave him
Understood.
what else you want me to do and say? Look, if you want me to hop on the Colorado just bandwagon right now to say that I believe that they're gonna be undefeated or they just gonna be dogs from here on out, I'm sorry, that's not what I saw. That's not what I assessed.
Just say we believe.
P
All
Way,
right, what
P Way, are you a believer now?
I'm absolutely a believer.
Okay.
what are
So
y'all believers in? I guess that's what I'm confused in.
they
Yeah.
would they would win. They would win.
Contend. At least contend.
And
Oh shit. Yeah, y'all can have that.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
can have that.
All right. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank y'all for joining us on this platform, balling on another level. I want to thank my two special co-hosts, P Way and TP Way. I want y'all to check out both of their channels, subscribe to both of their channels. The Way of One for P Way and TP Way the Giant. I check both of their channels out and tune in. Next time we're gonna have another pre-show, pre-game show for the Nebraska game. I want y'all to lock in for that, and I'll also get another reaction video for when I'm watching that. So be on the lookout for more content coming soon. And once again, thank y'all for joining us. We out.